Hello guys. Today, we're going to talk about learning English with clothing brands.
Yes, it's a fun way to expand your vocabulary and understand different styles.
Exactly. Fluent in English is a goal, and using brands makes learning exciting.
All right, let's start by looking at how clothing brands can teach us new words.
I'm a fan of using brands like Nike and Adidas to understand fashion terms.
Yes, you learn terms like sportswear, athletic, and even technical fabric names.
It's cool. You get comfortable hearing words in ads or reading descriptions online.
And when you shop online, you can read product reviews, learning real-world English.
Exactly. Reading reviews unlocks the ability to see how native speakers describe items.
Let's not forget brands like Zara or H&M, which are great for everyday fashion terms.
Yes, they use words like casual, formal, or even trendy in their descriptions.
It's helpful. You learn how to differentiate styles and understand fashion categories.
Actually, brands often use specific language for different collections, like eco-friendly.
So in theory, learning these terms helps you understand trends and sustainability too.
Right. You also become familiar with sizes, materials, and colors in English.
Speaking of materials, brands often list fabrics like cotton, wool, or polyester.
Exactly. It's an adventure learning how each fabric feels and functions, all in English.
And it's great for everyday use. You can confidently talk about your favorite clothes.
Yes, and it makes online shopping easier when you know the right words.
Another important brand is Levi's. It's iconic for denim and teaches words like jeans.
Absolutely. You learn terms like skinny fit, bootcut, and high-waisted.
Yes, and understanding these words helps you shop confidently for the perfect pair.
That's right. You feel comfortable navigating fashion websites, all in English.
And knowing these terms also helps when discussing fashion with friends.
For sure. You can talk about your favorite styles or trends, using the right vocabulary.
It's fun. Fashion brands give us a real-world context for learning English naturally.
I agree. And it's easy to practice, especially if you enjoy fashion or shopping.
Yes, even reading clothing tags or looking at labels can teach you new words.
Actually, you can learn a lot by simply observing how brands market their clothes.
Exactly. Phrases like limited edition, new arrivals, or seasonal collection are common.
It's amazing how much language is embedded in something as simple as shopping.
Yes, and this means you're erasing any doubts you have about fashion-related terms.
And with every new term you learn, you get one step closer to fluency.
Yes, brands like Gucci or Prada also introduce you to luxury fashion language.
That's true. You learn words like couture, bespoke, and tailored fit.
It's a different level of vocabulary, but it's exciting to explore high-end fashion terms.
Definitely. It expands your vocabulary beyond just basic, everyday English.
Yes, and it makes you sound more sophisticated when discussing clothing and trends.
Plus, many brands offer multilingual websites where you can compare translations.
That's a great point. You can switch between your native language and English to learn faster.
It's a practical learning method. You're reinforcing what you've learned while shopping.
Exactly. It's an immersive way to connect with the language in real, everyday situations.
And you can try writing reviews or descriptions of your own outfits in English.
Yes. Describing what you're wearing or how something fits helps practice new vocabulary.
It's a great exercise. It helps you think in English while talking about something familiar.
And you can even practice conversations with friends about your favorite brands.
I love that idea. It's a fun, casual way to practice speaking without pressure.
Yes. And the more you talk about brands, the more confident you become.
It truly becomes second nature. Fluent in English is a goal, and this is a fun path to it.
It's exciting. You're learning a useful skill while enjoying something you love.
Exactly. And the fashion world is always changing, giving you more to learn over time.
That's right. You're constantly discovering new trends and new words with it.
So, whether you like sporty brands or luxury labels, there's something to learn.
Yes. It's cool how diverse the fashion industry is when it comes to language.
Let's also talk about sustainability. Many brands are focusing on this now.
Absolutely. You'll see terms like organic cotton, recycled materials, and fair trade.
It's great. Learning these words helps you understand eco-friendly fashion choices.
Yes. It's important to know how language reflects modern trends like sustainability.
Exactly. You'll be able to talk about these topics confidently in English.
And you'll sound knowledgeable when discussing brands that prioritize the environment.
That's such a valuable skill. It's relevant, timely, and expands your vocabulary further.
Yes. And it's a way to connect with like-minded people who care about the same issues.
It makes conversations richer. You're not just talking about clothes, you're sharing values.
Exactly. Fashion becomes a window into culture, trends, and even social issues.
It's an adventure. You learn so much about the world, all through clothing brands.
Yes. It's more than just words. You're learning about the world's evolving fashion culture.
And the more you explore, the more fluent you become in these global conversations.
That's the beauty of it. You're connecting language learning with real-world topics.
Yes, and you become more confident expressing your thoughts and opinions in English.
Before we continue, leave a like if you're enjoying this conversation so far.
And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on learning English with everyday experiences.
Yes. It's been fun so far, and we have more great examples to share today.
Alright, let's jump in. Clothing brands are such an interesting way to learn English.
Definitely. Fluent in English is a goal, and brands can help you reach that fluency.
Exactly. They expose you to real-world English, like fashion terms and product descriptions.
Right. And reading those descriptions helps you understand how clothes are described.
For example, take a brand like Nike. They use words like activewear and performance.
Yes. Those terms describe clothing made for physical activities, teaching specific vocabulary.
It's cool how each brand has a unique style of language. Adidas focuses on sporty.
Exactly. By reading their websites or labels, you're expanding your vocabulary in a fun way.
And you're not just learning words, you're seeing how they fit into real conversations.
For instance, brands like Zara or H&M use terms like fashion-forward or timeless.
Yes, those terms help you talk about style trends and the lasting appeal of certain clothes.
It's exciting. Fashion brands give us words like chic, bold, or minimalist.
That's true. They unlock the ability to speak confidently about different styles in English.
Actually, I love how brands also include words like eco-friendly and sustainable.
Yes, that's a big trend now, and you're learning important vocabulary for modern conversations.
It's all about understanding the language of the fashion world, which is always evolving.
Exactly. The last example is amazing how sustainable fashion teaches social responsibility.
Right. You're not just learning English. You're learning about global trends and movements.
So in theory, learning with brands helps you feel connected to real-world issues.
And it makes conversations more meaningful, as you can talk about important topics.
Plus, when you describe your own clothing, you can use new words you've picked up.
Yes, saying things like casual, formal, or vintage helps you sound more natural.
Exactly. It's an adventure exploring different styles and how to talk about them in English.
Speaking of styles, Levi's teaches words like denim, straight leg, or distressed.
Right. You learn to describe specific cuts and fabrics, which makes shopping easier too.
It's also helpful when you're comparing clothes. You'll know how to say what you like.
Yes, and that confidence transfers into conversations, helping you truly become fluent.
Exactly. The goal is to speak fluently, and clothing brands give you real-world practice.
It's so practical. Even just reading fashion blogs or watching videos improves your vocabulary.
Actually, you can even watch interviews with designers to learn how they describe fashion.
That's a great idea. You hear how professionals talk about trends and what's in style.
And you can practice by writing your own descriptions of outfits, using new words.
It's comfortable to practice this way. You're learning and having fun at the same time.
Yes, and it doesn't feel like studying because you're talking about something you enjoy.
Exactly. If you're a fan of fashion, this method makes learning English even more enjoyable.
And you can test your knowledge by explaining your style to others in English.
That's a great tip. It's all about practicing and building your confidence little by little.
And when you see a word you don't know, you can always look it up and learn something new.
Yes, that's how you erase any doubts you have about the language through curiosity.
It's true. Learning with curiosity unlocks the ability to speak and truly understand English.
Another brand, Uniqlo, uses words like innovative and functional to describe their clothes.
Yes, and you learn how different brands market their clothes with unique language.
It's interesting. You get to know how words create an image or message about the brand.
Exactly. Marketing language helps you understand how brands connect with their audience.
So in theory, learning this way also helps you improve your business English skills.
Yes. It's not just about clothes, it's about how brands communicate their values.
And you can use these techniques when discussing other products or services too.
That's a great point. You're learning transferable skills that go beyond fashion.
Yes, it's all connected, helping you become more versatile in your English use.
Actually, you can also practice by watching fashion shows and describing what you see.
Yes, describing outfits or trends in English is great practice for speaking and writing.
And it's a fun way to stay engaged with the language while enjoying your favorite shows.
Exactly. You're learning while watching something that interests you, making it memorable.
And the more you practice, the more fluent you become in discussing different topics.
It's true. Fashion is just one example, but it's a great starting point for learning.
And you'll be surprised how much your vocabulary grows just by paying attention to brands.
Yes, you'll feel comfortable describing clothes, styles, and even shopping experiences.
It's cool how something so simple, like fashion, can unlock so much language learning.
Exactly. You're learning without even realizing it, which makes it easier to remember.
It's a comfortable way to practice. You're not stressed. You're having fun.
Yes, and you can practice with friends by talking about your favorite brands in English.
It's a fun way to learn. You're combining your love for fashion with your language goals.
Yes, and every conversation helps you get closer to becoming fluent in English.
Hopefully, this has been an interesting video for anyone wanting to learn English.
Yes, if you have any questions, you can comment and we'll be happy to help.
The last example is amazing. Brands like these really offer endless ways to practice.
Yes, leave a like if you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye.